it's important that I am allowed to finish the process before a decision will be taken that will prejudice my rights. And Mr. Speaker, we are not saying this because this is Justice Tokono, but this right must be available to every one of us and every Ghanaian. Mr. Speaker, fair legal procedures. Mr. Speaker, if I take a matter to court, I have every right to complete the matter before I'm told that my issue is foreclosed. Mr. Speaker, if matters are pending before courts and you leave the office, Mr. Speaker, Article 1446 provides situations where a justice of the Superior Court, including the Chief Justice, may lose office. Stated misbehavior, incompetence, and inability to perform the functions of the office. Mr. Speaker, what we are saying is that if we go ahead to confirm Justice Paul Baffour-Boni and he becomes the Chief Justice, and in the event that the pending cases terminate in her favor, what happens to that office? Mr. Speaker, we anticipate that there will be constitutional nuclear meltdown, and that is what we intend to avoid. Mr. Speaker, next I would like to refer this House to Article 1254 of the Constitution, where it says that the Chief Justice shall be subject to the Constitution as be the head of the judiciary and shall be responsible for the administration and supervision of the
I told you about the timing. When there was the interjection, it stopped. It's automatic. It's not being controlled by me. Please, kindly give him 1 minute. 1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, what that provision provides for is that we are not looking at the Chief Justice capacity as a Justice of the Supreme Court, but as a head of the judiciary in terms of the human resource, planning, organizing, directing, control, and discipline of the judicial human resource, the judicial service staff, including even judges. Mr. Speaker, one would be not too far away if you ask the acting Chief Justice whether or not he will be transferring judges, whether or not if a justice of the Superior Court, conducts himself or in any way he will be taking action against the person, or whether or not any disciplinary action can be taken anybody as a judge or any staff of the judicial service. Mr. Speaker.
The 1 minute is over again. So,
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to contribute to the report before this House. Mr. Speaker, in doing so, I would like to seek your guidance on paragraph 6.18 on page 27 of the report. And Mr. Speaker, based on your ruling and your interventions in the course of the reflections that have been shared by prior speakers, I would like to seek your guidance, Mr. Speaker. The committee says, for instance, and I quote, the committee raised concerns regarding the propriety of proceedings with the vetting process, given the pending legal suits challenging the removal of the former Chief Justice. In its response, the nominee affirmed that Parliament was acting fully within its constitutional mandate, emphasizing that the mere filing of a writ or an application for injunction does not automatically stay the performance of a constitutional duty unless a specific restraining order is issued by a court of competent jurisdiction. Mr. Speaker, it continues with the second, third, and fourth paragraphs. Mr. Speaker, with what we have here, and having regard to the fact that you have made your ruling, is it out of order if one continues to speak to this same report in accordance with the rules of this House. Mr. Speaker, I'd like to seek your guidance.
Honourable Member, I made a ruling earlier on this matter, not today. In fact, it was a written ruling I delivered here on this matter. And I say none of you challenge that ruling. And that ruling remains the ruling of Mr. Speaker and is binding on the House. So we can no longer go back to it. I was talking about my act, not the act of the nominee. Please, and I stay by that.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'll be guided accordingly. Mr. Speaker, it has to be put on record that Justice Paul Bafo-Boni, the nominee for the office of Chief Justice, was appointed to the Court of Appeal by His Excellency President John Agyekum Kufuor. Mr. Speaker, at the time that he was being nominated or appointed to the Court of Appeal, there were High Court justices who had served in the High Court long before him, but President Kufuor found him suitable to be taken to the Court of Appeal. Mr. Speaker, subsequently, after 2 years, even though Justice Paul Bafo-Boni met his seniors at the Court of Appeal, President Kufuor again found him suitable to take him to the Supreme Court. So, Mr. Speaker, largely we on this side of the divide are not opposed to the nomination of Justice Paul Bafo-Boni for any personal. Listen to me. Mr. Speaker, we are not opposed for any personal reasons. We are opposed to his nomination based on principle of the pendency of matters by the Justice Tokonu, which are still pending before courts. And we have taken this principal position just to let you know that we do not have any issues. In fact, we don't just want to join issues with you, especially regarding the matter of Justice Paul Bafo-Boni. Mr. Speaker, we have to look at this matter within the framework of the preamble of the 1992 Constitution. Mr. Speaker, we the people of Ghana, in the exercise of our natural and inalienable rights to establish a framework of government which shall secure for ourselves and posterity the blessings of liberty, equality of opportunity, and prosperity. Mr. Speaker, it continues, in a spirit of friendship and peace with all peoples of the world, and in solemn declaration and affirmation of our commitments to freedom, justice, and probity and accountability. The principle that all powers of government spring from the sovereign will of the people, the principle of universal adult suffrage, and, Mr. Speaker, my emphasis, the rule of law, supremacy of the Constitution, equality before the law, and respect for the fundamental human rights and freedom of our people. Mr. Speaker, in terms of fundamental human rights of the people and access to justice, Mr. Speaker, embedded in that rule of law thing is the accessible and impartial justice. Mr. Speaker, we must be given usable opportunities when we think our rights have been violated to be able to vindicate our rights. Mr. Speaker, one of the things that we must advert our minds to is that when there are pending matters, it's important that I am allowed to finish the process before a decision will be taken that will prejudice my rights. And Mr. Speaker, we are not saying this because this is Justice Tokonu, but this right must be available to every one of us and every Ghanaian. Mr. Speaker, fair legal procedures. Mr. Speaker, if I take a matter to court, I have every right to complete the matter before I'm told that my issue is foreclosed. Mr. Speaker, if matters are pending before courts and you leave the office, Mr. Speaker, Article 1446 provides situations where a justice of the Superior Court, including the Chief Justice, may lose office. Stated misbehavior, incompetence, and inability to perform the functions of the office. Mr. Speaker, what we are saying is that if we go ahead to confirm Justice Paul Baffour-Boni and he becomes the Chief Justice, and in the event that the pending cases terminate in her favor, what happens to that office? Mr. Speaker, we anticipate that there will be constitutional nuclear meltdown, and that is what we intend to avoid. Mr. Speaker, next I would like to refer this House to Article 1254 of the Constitution, where it says that the Chief Justice shall be subject to the Constitution as be the head of the judiciary and shall be responsible for the administration and supervision of the
I told you about the timing. When there was the interjection, it stopped. It's automatic. It's not being controlled by me. Please, kindly give him 1 minute. 1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, what that provision provides for is that we are not looking at the Chief Justice capacity as a Justice of the Supreme Court, but as the head of the judiciary in terms of the human resource, planning, organizing, directing, control, and discipline of the judicial human resource, the judicial service staff, including even judges. Mr. Speaker, one would be not too far away if you ask the acting Chief Justice whether or not he will be transferring judges, whether or not if a justice of the Superior Court, conducts himself or in any way he will be taking action against the person, or whether or not any disciplinary action can be taken anybody as a judge or any staff of the judicial service. Mr. Speaker.
The 1 minute is over again. So,
Right Honorable Speaker, let me thank you for the opportunity to comment on the Appointment Committee's report on the President's nominee for the office of Chief Justice.
Are you contributing to it or you are commenting?
I'm contributing to it, Right Honorable Speaker.
Because the two are different. The two are different. If you are going to comment, I will take note of that. If you say you are going to contribute, then I take note.
Right Honorable Speaker, I'm contributing.
You may go on.
Mr. Speaker, I listened to the First Deputy Speaker as he eloquently also touted the achievement of the President's nominee, including his diligence and competence. So, Speaker, this is a sharp departure from a previous position when Justice Baffour-Boni was nominated for the office of Supreme Court judge under President Kufuor. The NDC vehemently opposed it anyway. Mr. Speaker, our position and that of the minority is not premised on personal grounds, but clearly on a matter of principle. Mr. Speaker, pursuant to Article 1446 of the Constitution, it is clear that the judiciary currently is not leaderless. The acting Chief Justice enjoys the powers of exercising his discretion and also the administration of justice. So, Speaker, what may likely create some genuine crisis in the minds of people will be the invitation of Parliament in helping install a new Chief Justice and the court subsequently, if matters before it are resolved and goes the other way. Mr. Speaker, for the avoidance of doubt, Article 144 mandates the President, and the President's power to also nominate a Chief Justice is not impaired at all, and it's not challenged. The President has exercised that power by nominating Justice Bafo Boni. Parliament's approval function, like all other constitutional powers, must also be exercised consistently with other constitutional provisions, Right Honorable Speaker, including the separation of powers, judicial independence, the sub judice rule, and also respect for pending processes. Right Honorable Speaker, Justice Paul Bafo Boni has less than 2 years to retire. And we respectfully hold the view that this process must also not be rushed. And with all the benefits available to him and the powers available to him as acting Chief Justice, we believe the balance of convenience arguments really can hold sway here. And what is this balance of convenient argument here? If Justice Paul Bafo Boni is approved by Parliament today, Right Honorable Speaker, and the ECOWAS Court or Supreme Court decides otherwise, Mr. Speaker, the Constitution does not give direction on how to deal with such matters under such circumstances. Mr. Speaker.
Please, Honorable Member, may you move from that and go to the next topic. You have other issues, go to that.
Right Honorable Speaker, it is our considered position, and we hold a view, and in complete fidelity to the law, that we believe that these processes, we can hold on with it and exhaust the processes. And it's on this basis that we join the House and also call on the House as well to reject the nominee. Thank you.
Our growth is now powered by domestic production. Mr. Speaker, the service sector remains the heartbeat of recovery, surging 8.8% with ICT up 17.2%, finance and insurance up 9.5%, and education up 14.9%. Agriculture, the backbone of stability, also grew by 6%, doubling that of last year. Mr. Speaker, cocoa rebound from a sharp 21.4%, contracting to 2.8% growth. About 10.4 billion Ghana cedis in claims were rejected. Mr. Speaker, due to duplications, recycled IPCs, inflated invoices, falsified stores falsified stores receipts advice, and instances of no work but demanding money. Right Honorable Speaker, out of the rejected amount, about 1 billion Ghana cedis, comprising BTAs, bank transfer advices, that had already been processed by the Ministry of Finance. Speaker, I'll give an update on sovereign credit ratings. Right Honorable Speaker, all three major international rating agencies have upgraded Ghana's, affirming new faith in our macroeconomic management. In June 2025, Fitch lifted Ghana from restricted default to B-. Again, Moody's in October upgraded Ghana to CAA1. And Mr. Speaker, in November, a couple of weeks ago, S&P also upgraded Ghana to B-/B. Mr. Speaker.
so far, we have secured new visa waiver agreements and important negotiations. We seek to enhance the value of the Ghanaian passport. And if you look at the new visa waiver agreements that Parliament and Cabinet have all endorsed, you would notice that we have added Serbia, Mozambique, Colombia, Antigua and Barbuda, Morocco, Algeria, Sao Tome and Principe, the Commonwealth of Dominica, Angola, Trinidad and Tobago, to the list of countries that Ghanaians can travel to without visas. These countries have various categories, some all passports, some of them require you to be in possession of diplomatic or service passports. Ghana currently has an impressive 42 list of countries, and we'll make that available to you. 42 countries that you can travel to if you are holding Ghanaian passports, visa-free. So you'd see that the value of the Ghanaian passport has been really enhanced. You'll recall that Ghana, unfortunately, because of visa overstays, faced that restriction together with some 35 other countries. I am pleased that so far, Ghana is the only country in that group of 36 countries that has successfully negotiated our way out of that. And so, though this is good news, what it also means is that with this positive development, there will be pressure on our passports. Many in the sub-region in particular will want to lay hands on Ghanaian passports so they can have 5-year US visas. The World Cup is coming. We are conscious of that. They would want to take advantage and go to the US, Canada, or Mexico. And so we want to assure our international partners that, as we did indicate, we are doing everything in our power to keep the sanctity of the Ghanaian passport intact. Tomorrow, the 13th of November, 2025, a new fees and charges regime will come into effect. Parliament has approved the new fees and charges, which, on the instruction of His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama and Cabinet, was laid in the House. I am delighted to confirm that we have kept that promise, and the new fees and charges, which comes into effect tomorrow, the 13th of November, you will see a 30% reduction in the passport application fees from 500 cedis to 350 Ghana cedis. This is a very significant reduction. I would like to use this opportunity to confirm that nothing has changed with this reduction in the fees. There are some who may be thinking that because of the reduction in fees, the quality of the passports will reduce. No, it's the same quality, the same chip embedded passports. And from tomorrow, if you want to obtain a Ghanaian passport in one day, within 24 hours, same day delivery, you can get it. Once you apply, you meet the criteria, and you pay the special rate. So after all of these consultations and research, we decided that 2,000 Ghana cedis is a decent sum for that one-day super expedited service.
This is an urgent statement on the unfortunate tragic stampede at the El-Wak Stadium earlier this morning. The Right Honourable Speaker, I rise this afternoon with deep sorrow to draw the attention of this Honourable House to the tragic stampede that occurred earlier today at the Elwak Sports Stadium in Accra during the ongoing Ghana Armed Forces recruitment exercise. Reports indicate that some potential recruits lost their lives, while many others sustained various degrees of injury in their attempt to go through the screening process for enlistment into the Ghana Armed Forces.
Mr. Speaker, it is with deep concern and sorrow that I make this important statement. To recognize the impact of the tragic incident that has been reported in our media space just this morning, the death of some 6 potential recruits for the Ghana Armed Forces, which took place at the Elwak Sports Stadium in Accra. Speaker, indeed, as has been confirmed by the Ghana Armed Forces in its press statement issued this morning, we have all been caused to recline to mourning. Our heavy hearts go out to the families of those victims.
I would like to also express profound sorrow at the deaths of 6 of our compatriots who went to the Elwak Stadium this morning in order that they could be selected to join our armed forces. Mr. Speaker, that said, I would want to quickly commend the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, President Mahama, for swiftly responding to the crisis by visiting the wounded at the 37 Military Hospital this morning.
The very first time I heard of the decentralization of the process, I thought that finally we had nailed, we had gotten it right. But here we are with the same problem facing the country. One of the makers of the statement said that this is a turning point for this country to do things right. Mr. Speaker, indeed, it is the turning point for us to do things right. I believe that all of us must put our shoulders to the wheel. We cannot continue to see our sons and daughters who want to serve this country go or perish this way. It is rather a sad story.
Circumstances where young people indeed went out there to look for a job for themselves, only to find themselves lying in the mortuary. The last thing we can do is to politicize their deaths. It's very, very painful, because if you're a family member, you'll be very sad to see somebody trying to do politics with this. So I will not, and I don't expect any member to do that. But Mr. Speaker, the military had never, not under my watch, or under Kumbo or Woyogo, or Kandapa or Adukufo, or any of the ministers of defense in the past, deviated from what they are currently doing.
Our hope is to have a very seamless recruitment exercise. The following measures, among others, have been put in place to ensure that the process is smooth and safe before, during, and after. 1, the application process will begin on Monday, November 17, 2025. It will be published in the national dailies on the ministries and its agencies' website and on social media platforms. There are 2 major channels to purchase application voucher. Honorable Minister for Government Communication, the Minister of Interior is working to make sure that everything that we do in that ministry move from paper to paperless. In line with that, at the comfort of your home, probably for the first time, you can start the process and finish with your mobile phone. Via the USSD dial code, which will be published hopefully by Sunday, because we don't want, for lack of better words, a rush. So we'll publish that on Sunday, just before the Monday. The details of the web address and the USSD short code details will be in publication, like I said, on Sunday. The system we are developing is robust, centralized e-recruitment portal
and an initiative implemented to ensure harmonization and standardization of the conduct of the recruitment across various agencies under the Ministry of Interior. This process will enable every applicant to monitor and follow through the process right from the beginning till you are admitted into the training school. So you can monitor the progress of your application. When you will be called for particular exercise, if it is screening, you know through your phone. You don't need to be told by another person. Multiple centers will be available for screening applicants. In fact, one of the challenges that we have tried to use to even revise our strategy is the incident that unfortunately happened. We are trying to say, for example, in Accra, where we expect to have very large numbers, we are looking at possibly using between 10 to 15 centers a day, so that we'll make sure that there's no overcrowding at all. The centers will be strategically located across the country to ensure accessibility and convenience for all applicants. Very importantly, this exercise is going to be regionally based, so everybody can do it from your region, and depending on the size of the numbers that we get, in each region we could have up to 3, 4, 5, 10, 15 centers happening on the same time, just to avoid a situation where there will be overcrowding. Several phone numbers will be provided on the portal for assistance. So operational 24/7. Whether you apply for Ghana Police Service or the prison service or immigration or even Ghana Prison Service, there will be numbers that will be provided so that if you have difficulty, you can call, and it will be 24/7. Our dedicated team will be available to answer your question and provide support throughout the application process. The system will automatically allocate applicants to screening centers. So, for example, we have decided that every screening center should not screen more than 1,000 a day. And even the 1,000, you screen 500 in the morning and screen 500 in the afternoon. So if you are for afternoon and you decide to rush in the morning, that itself becomes basis for disqualification.
Introduced on July 19, 1965, the Ghanaian cedi replaced the British pound as the nation's official currency. Over the decades, it has undergone several redenominations to address inflationary pressures and stabilize the economy. The most recent redenomination in 2007 aimed to simplify transactions and restore confidence in the currency. The cedi was reported as one of the worst-performing currencies multiple times, including mid-2022 and late 2024. In 2025, however, it experienced a remarkable turnaround.
You, Sammy. Last week, you came here, you brought documents here. On this same mining thing, a lot of documents. Only for us to find out in the media that apparently, say your documents are fake documents. I've even been accused of unprofessional and unethical conduct in allowing you to put out these fake documents to the public, and that before your own committee, you have been exposed. And I'm sure that's the video that people really put out there to show that indeed all the things that you came to say here on Good Morning Ghana were false, and that you have been exposed right before your own committee that you chaired. Why would you engage in that?
So let's come to the matter of licenses. Let me begin by stating emphatically that at no time have I peddled falsehood. Those out there saying that I brought fake documents to Metro TV's highly respected platform, Good Morning Ghana, know that they are being totally dishonest and disingenuous. I have copies of the documents that I downloaded from the Minerals Commission's own website. I have copies here. The 56 licenses between 2009 and 2016. They're here. And you remember
this is what
that,
you showed us last week.
Yes, and you remember that I made you go through them. I made copies available to you. I also have what I downloaded for the current era, the Akufo-Addo Bawumia era, the 1,503 small-scale
so let's understand something. So the Minerals Commission has a website.
Yes.
And that website has...
it's called it's called the Ghana Mining Repository.
Yes.
And the website is ghana.revenuedev.org. Viewers can go there now.
Yes.
Ghana.revenue, then DEV. So revenue development, revenue.
So the mineral
DEV.org.
So the mineral repository.
Yeah.
Is a site which is managed by the Minerals Commission.
By the Minerals Commission.
The data there is put there by the Minerals Commission.
By the Minerals Commission.
And when you go there,
you will see this.
What does it say?
It gives you the state of licenses. So you would see the licenses that, they have issued. So it allows you to filter by license code. So the license code is there. Then the company entry is there. Then you also see the type of mining lease. It's also there. There's a whole column for that. Then it gives you the status, whether it's an active license, whether it is a license which has expired, is all there. Whether it's in progress, you'll see that from the website. Then you are also given the region where the concession is located. It's on the website. Then we are also told the kind of mineral right that you have. Is it gold? Is it diamond? Is it granite? Is it salt? It's all provided in the repository. Then the duration of your lease. Is it for 5 years? Small-scale mining lease, 5 years. Is it large-scale, 30 years? It's all there. A very comprehensive data. And this is what is the authority that all of us have been using. Parliament uses it. Civil society organizations. If you recall, the work that the Fourth Estate did, that is the same source, the Ghana Mining Repository. The work that Imani has done, you've seen Bryce Simmons, Franklin Kujo, they've done an analysis. That same website, the Ghana Mining Repository, that is what we all use. The only difference is that I decided to download, because especially when the Fourth Estate realized that some changes were being effected, some information were being withdrawn. And it's been happening under this government. You go on their website, you are referencing some items, and then some people begin to, fidget and alter. So it's always better to, download, have a hard copy. That's all I did. Came here with a hard copy. And so very, very detailed, when you go on the Ghana Mining Repository. And I hope viewers, as they are watching, are on the site, and they can see Ghana.revenue.
So this is actually it. If you're watching us, this is it. It's the Ghana Mining Repository.
Ghana Mining Repository.
And you can go there now. You can go there now. Now. And it's by the Minerals Commission of Ghana. That's their website.
So at the Assurances Committee public hearings this week, we are looking into this whole crisis, this whole menace. So we have invited a number of institutions who are to prevent this, who are primarily responsible to solve this crisis. So we started with the Minerals Commission. To our shock at the committee, the Minerals Commission CEO when we ask for the data on licenses, he presents us with this A4 sheet, not as comprehensive as you see on his website, where he provides just year, data on small-scale licenses issued, year, and then licenses issued, that's all. So he says 2012, 332, 2013, 283, 2014, 105. And then he provides a summary on the second page. So small-scale licenses, 2012 to 2016, 1,402. 2017 to September 30th, 2024, 1,014. Licenses valid to date, 984. So when he presented this, fortunately, we had done the analysis on his own website. And we said, look, this data you are providing does not align, it does not tally, it does not correspond with what is available on your own website. Then he says, oh yes, you know, I saw the publication earlier on social media, so I called my team and asked them what is happening and all of that. And so this is the result of the work that we've done. So we asked him, how come this work that you say you have done does not reflect on your website? So we, contrary to the claims out there that the committee has accepted this scanty, unverified, unvalidated, no breakdown document, I want to state for the record, as chair of the Assurances Committee, that that statement out there is false. We have not accepted this because we will not be worth even the name to accept this. Just an A4 sheet. Anybody can go into Word and type this.
So just
without companies, without the concessions, without the regions, without the license codes, without where the concessions are located. We cannot accept.
So just hold on a bit. I want us to watch what transpired when you asked this question.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. What you have just tabled before us do not align with what is on the website. What I have from your website between 2008 and 2016, 56 small-scale mining licenses. Then between 2017 to September 2024, I have 1,503. I have the printouts here. So can you please explain the discrepancy? What you are telling us today is different from what we have been working with from your open source data from your website.
Sure, thank you very much. When I asked my mineral title office, that's the same question I posed to them because I saw that thing, 2,800% here. So I gave it to all my people, assembled them, and I said, have you seen this from social media? Let's go to the documents. Sure, respect, what I'm reading now are licenses that were issued. It is different from renewals, so the figures may not be the same. So, for example, when I say, let's say 2012, 332 licenses were issued, or let's say 2022, 148 licenses were issued, it doesn't include renewals. I want you to understand clearly, so perhaps that may be creating the problem. Because you may have a license that may be, small scale for 5 years. So, let's say somebody might have obtained his license in 2017. If it's 2017, he may, let's say, be among the 7. That was issued in 2017. Do you understand that? If he's due for renewal, he might renew it, when it's about to, expire. So renewals are not the same as issuance. So what we can do to clarify the confusion is to now go further and state clearly in a particular year what was issued as fresh license. That's what I have here. What was renewal, what expired and the people didn't come back. It will solve your problem. So this does not respectively include renewals. Mm-hmm. The figures you are talking about, they may include renewals. So when I put here, let's say 2022, 148 was issued, it may be, these are new licenses that were issued in that particular year. If you add renewals that were renewed in that particular year, the figure may be higher than that.
Yes.
Republic of Ghana. I mean, shocking. Shocking. So let me announce this morning.
So what happened there?
What
was the conclusion?
So we asked him to go back and bring us a more comprehensive data. We can't accept this one-pager.
What exactly are you asking?
And so I have a copy of the letter the clerk has written to the CEO of the Minerals Commission, dated 9th October 2024. Chief Executive Officer, Minerals Commission. Attention, Chief Director. Dear Sir, request for information. Further to your appearance before the Assurances Committee in Parliament on Monday, 7th October 2024, I act on the authority of the committee to request for the provision of the underlisted information as agreed during the proceedings. 1. Reconciliation of inconsistent data on mining licenses as contained in your one-page summary, compared with comprehensive data originally published on the Ghana Mining Repository website. 2. A detailed breakdown of the reconciled data on licenses. This should include a list of all companies, where their concessions are located, and if their licenses are active, just as was originally available on your Ghana Mining Repository website. 3. Data on licenses issued which have not been ratified by Parliament. 4. List of new licenses issued and renewals. Because you know that this ratification, the Supreme Court has held that if these licenses are not ratified by Parliament, they are also doing galamsey. It is all illegal. And when we asked him, he said he has to go and check, he doesn't have the data. A lot of these licenses they are issuing, no parliamentary ratification. So we have asked for the data. So 4 lists of new licenses issued and renewals. 5 lists of categories of mineral rights granted by the Commission. 6 the number of licenses, if any, granted under LI 2462 with the approval of the President. 7 provide data to demonstrate the evidence of adequate mining inspectors engaged. 8 report on Kandema and Fumbisi resettlement. 9 detailed data on revoked licenses and circumstances for the revocation. 10 data on companies with valid mining licenses. 11 list of MMDCs who have been granted mining concessions, aside those mentioned in the course of the proceedings. So in the course of the proceedings, what I revealed here, we discussed it. The Mpoho DC and the Wasa Menfi is MCE. He said he didn't know that MMDCs are applying for licenses and have been granted these licenses. Then the letter concludes, it will be appreciated if the information requested could reach the Secretariat not later than Monday, 14th October 2024. You are also kindly requested to provide any further information that will aid the work of the committee in the preparation of this report. The Secretariat can be reached on this number and an email provided, counting on usual.
So the deadline is Monday?
Monday, 14th. And this is signed by the head of the governance cluster, Madame Gifty Jage Goba. Okay. So this letter has been delivered. Okay. So there's a lot of hogwash out there, some one-pager. I mean, please, Parliament is a house of records. It's not a place where you just hurriedly type something on Word and throw it to us and think that we'll accept it. But you see, Doc, even with this data that he has provided, viewers can do just a quick analysis on the Ghana Mining Repository. He says in 2021, this government, the Minerals Commission, remember that the Minerals Commission only recommends, and then the Lands Minister signs under the law. It's the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources who gives the final approval. So the Minerals Commission only recommends. He says that 2021, they issued only 11 small-scale mining licenses. When you go on the report,
Sometimes the unexpected happens and the hero falls down in his own story. But he needs not stay down for long. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance is your trusted health partner. Whether an individual building a business, with Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern. For the best health insurance solutions for corporate institutions, groups and associations, families and individuals, choose Cosmopolitan Health Insurance from our over 700 accredited health service providers nationwide. Call us on 0302 540 668 or 0501 678 547 for all your health insurance solutions. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern.
I'm a brand manager. Of course, I accept only quality and affordable printed souvenirs for my promotional campaigns.
I'm the head of academic affairs of a very important institution in Ghana. Of course, we only deal with quality, reliable printing companies for our institution's printing materials. I'm talking about appointed time printing.
Appointed Time Printings. We take pride in our extensive print scope that transform your ideas into captivating visual masterpieces. We delve into the core objectives and vision of each print project. Precision printing is at the heart of our printing process as we meet your tight deadlines. Our rigorous inspection, color verification, and overall printing excellence are assured. 20 years of printing excellence. It's always a pleasure working with you to create a vibrant, dazzling printing experience that gives you a masterpiece. Appointed Time Printing, your world of quality and affordable printing.
Brush, 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 brush your teeth. Brush, 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 2 times a day. Brush with Kel-Kit.
Hello, my friends. My name is Kel-Kit Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky chicky whiter, chicky chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kel-Kit, happy smile.
Chia winning Nara, me ding edge baby dapa, me dear sonko cran e bremo. Now that what you animal with you and the egg, Japan, me de bremo. And no, any some spices. Some spices in here, and we wow, no mebreo. Various flavors, Ubenya a yako, Ubenya nemchi, you do good jollof woman, and we get dead. Ubenya you do quam, you do for you, hot, nako pibito. Na Emma with Gianni, and yet dead. When you mean ya, you can your cocoa for acre.
Down your communication, we all enjoy Uduba, that Samu spices. One in the essence, no time. I'm going to get it. Samu spices in a Sabi, Daddy, so say. Samu spices, Munsam.
Samu spices, Yama chicken.
Samu spices.
Nsaka in Ketwa, measure 10 grams. Your chicken, spaghetti, garlic and ginger, stew, and jollof, and the flavors of Bebre.
Samu spices, yes, Saka.
FDIJ Jadin Kratoyatum.
Andesaba, a woman body and came Guana Moba.
Oh, Jose, and I made the SMS. Cannon pan, na sana Michiana Wademi. A drain I didn't quano. Kingdom Garlic Bitters.
No, more benefiting.
Me benefiting wine. Also, got told dear.
Abrewa, the smama, Abrente, Mishuve. One antique crown our bread. No Kingdom Garlic Bitters, and any capsules. Nanya, what ya brebia.
Kingdom Garlic Bitters, and the capsules.
Assembly, and you.
A devil when I'm when I say. Send your name, your wife, complain one personal. Kingdom Ginseng Power Capsules, and tea. Say, see, I'm persuaded.
Kingdom Ginseng Power Capsules. Emeni Chienya Sumdiebe Free, Abrebia. Obebia o de poa hauno. Edro bakupa uhiane tremendous capsules. Tremendous capsules. Esiesie uma uye obesima. Edro yi ubenya bi obebia eton robia. Kingdom Herbal. No challenger.
Kwame and his uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, Mommy.
The second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
Now I understand the whole delay. Troll from Kaswa, dear. Why wouldn't he be late? Or be late? Of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. You go be the luckiest. Copy from Georgia be luckiest. From not the cause she be luckiest. Yeah, you go be luckiest. No matter why you're lucky. Everybody go be that luckiest.
God, Kwame!
Send your God up boom. If you put it away, so would the coming of the Son of Man be. Is that his car?
Ha! Even now, your shadow the way designer.
I use my own mouth to reject him. Oh, this is my mouth. Look at that.
Kwame, my son. Now, tell me the truth. How did this all happen?
Oh, mommy, simple direction. Mr. Goodluck no check me way.
Yeah,
man.
Easy car. Or dial star 712 hash.
The devil is a liar.
He picked his ticket and entered his lucky 5-digit number.
I'm his birthday.
Oh, how romantic.
And he followed the prompt, yes. And then boom, confirmation test.
One quick, pick 5 numbers for me, okay? I'm feeling like 7.
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompt and let destiny handle the
You see how they love you now?
Yo, do you have family payment? Before December, may release a motivational album. Patapa, my super.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Start your kids' day the right way, filled with confidence to take on any challenge. Pepsodent Kids contains the right amount of fluoride and sugar acid protection to care for their developing gums and teeth. Grab either orange or strawberry so they brush with the sweet flavor they love morning and evening. Pepsodent Kids, giving your children a bright smile for a brighter future.
Are you a headmaster, headmistress, parent, teacher, or an educator looking for high-quality textbooks for preschool, primary, and junior high school students? Look no further than Advocate Publishing Company. Advocate Publishing Company is a leading publisher of educational materials in Ghana that publishes very engaging, interactive, and comprehensive textbooks that meet the needs of students, teachers, and parents. Our textbooks are thoroughly published to make learning fun and easy. They are also designed to stimulate critical thinking, problem solving, and creativity in students. Make Advocate Publishing your preferred choice for all your educational needs. Explore our range of textbooks and educational resources. Visit us at the old GNTC yard near Kingsway, Accra. You can contact us on 0503 786 776 or 02408 06354, also 0531 600360, and connect with us on Instagram, X, and Facebook at Advo Publishing. Don't settle for less. Choose the best. Advocate Publishing Company, empowering young minds one textbook at a time. Thinking publishing, think Advocate Publishing.
Yes, next. Hey, Nadia Benson.
Me didn't tum. Mr. Frammy Kakalika, just call me cockroach. Now, Mr. Frammy once now.
Hey, that's on you. Improve car. Yeah. Captain was key to double the action.
Me did Sasso spray. Mr. Frammy Sasso quell. Yeah, go to my Sasso
Sasso, come tum preko.
Smart, bold, unapologetic. This is Annie Ampofo. The voice of reason, a force of media. She's the one Ghana turns to every Monday morning for the headlines that matter and the conversations that shape all of us.
And on the basis of Article 34, that's the Directive Principles of State Policy, we meet here again this morning, and you're welcome to Good Morning Ghana.
And when the afternoon rolls in, she's back, cutting through the noise, asking the tough questions, and bringing clarity to the issues that matter.
A committee to investigate containers carrying ECG cables that are meant for Ghanaians or meant to provide light for the good people of Ghana.
In the morning, in the afternoon, Annie Ampofo isn't just reporting the news. She's shaping the conversations that shape all of us. Annie Ampofo, smart, fearless, unmatched, only on Metro TV.
Natural beauty, you know. Yeah, no, I've never been someone shy until I seen your eyes.
So we had to make short videos for you, Annie. And the way I like talking, you know I cannot make a short video. Anyway, my dearest soul sister, as your favorite handbag, I'm excited for you on your new journey. Annie would always have an issue with me. Annie would call me and ask, Sharita, did you take this thing of mine? I'm like, I haven't even been to the room. Yeah, so I mean, Annie is always like, she knows where everything of hers is. Anyway, I'm praying that this new journey you're embarking on, the Lord will favor you, that it will take you to higher and higher places. I'm praying that wherever you find yourself, the people around would experience you for themselves, just as you have done us. You are loving. I mean, you are a very lovely, the kindest person I've ever met. Yeah, the kindest person, I must say. I love you so much. Words will fail me. Words fail me when it comes to you. But I just hope for the best in all your endeavors. I love you. Mwah.
Hi, my name is Vanessa Edotom Boating. 5 years ago, 2020, I met Annie on the job. And the first thing I told her was that I want to be her handbag. That is because I really wanted to learn a lot from her, which I actually have. 5 years down the line, It's been nothing short of great experience. Annie is a perfectionist. If you know who Annie is, you really know that she's a perfectionist. And I'm so excited that I got to know her, that I've learned at her feet, and then the drills, the cries, the laughter, the advice, the calls, everything. I'm super excited that I got to work with Annie. And now that she's leaving, I'm so sad. But I'm so excited at the same time because, hey, the sky is the limit. I love you so much, Annie. I really, really love you. And then I wish you all the best. I love you so much. And I think I need to write a memoir about Annie and I because, gosh, it's a roller coaster of a journey. Take care, Annie. I love you so much. Bye.
It's a lovely day today, and I wanted to share my heart to Annie Efua Ampofo. I've been working with Efua Ampofo. At times we quarrel, but after quarreling, then the work goes on. It's a lovely sister, and I love her so much. Wherever he's going, may God bless her and take her safely to where he's going. Thank you.
I can't get the words that how to speak to Annie, but for Annie, the work must go on. You push it to your limit. When it comes to joke, we will all play together. But when it comes to work, you have trouble with Annie. The forth and back, go and pick graphics. Why does this shot this? Why does this sound this? By the end, you want a perfect job. And I wish him well. We will remember him. We will never forget him. But the quarry, Bobana, what's it called? Charlie, we girls.
My name is Mohammed Tonado. To my big sister Annie, I say congratulations to you. I wish you the very best in life. And I have known Annie for the past 4 years. Sometimes we agree, sometimes we disagree on certain issues. But then all the same, you're a wonderful person, a great leader, and a good advisor. Thank you very much. We love you all, Annie.
I'm Kiki, the unbiological little brother of Annie. Just some of you know. She's a big sister I never had, and she's someone who takes care of everyone around her. She's a sweet person, kind, loving, but annoying sometimes during production. You know, as for that, you can't take it out. You can't take it out at all because when it comes to production, she's a different kind of person. Yeah, but when it comes to when you want to know her outside production, she's sweet, she's loving. But when it comes to production, she's different. And there's so many times we fought. Sometimes we'll not talk the whole day during production till like the next day they will start talking and laughing about it and all that. She's someone who likes perfection. Yes, so she's a perfectionist who likes everything to go perfectly well. So when you're working with her, it's just crazy. So you just have to be on your feet and all that. And she has really taught me so much. Yeah, she has taught me so much, and she has made me who I am today because I wasn't really enjoying production, but because of Annie, I've enjoyed production. She has made me think like a host, like a producer, like a politician. Made me to love politics too, yeah. And I remember the first day Annie came to Metro at Old Metro TV, Alaboni, and the first day she came, there was a chair beside me where I was sitting. She just gave me her bag, as if we knew that 5 years later or 4 years later I would be so close. Because when she gave me her bag, she was like, I should watch it for her. I mean, it was around the COVID time, and I think the guests on the show were not having nose masks. Then she was like, oh, please go to my car and take nose masks. I have extra nose masks in my car. Can you take it from me and bring it? Since then, it has never stopped to today. 2025, it's still the same. We are still doing that here. I can still go to her car to pick up stuff for her and all that. And it's been a lovely ride of brother and sister vibe with her. And I'm so glad and I'm happy for her for this opportunity. Just that I'll miss not seeing her every day because I can't come to the office and not see Annie and hear her voice. It's going to be crazy. So, Annie, I wish you all the best and I hope to be hearing from you every single day. Send me pictures like you always do. Bye-bye.
So I just want to say congratulations to Annie Efua Ampofo for his new era. I'm so happy for her. And I ask God to continue to bless her in every part that he goes. And I just want to say something a little like about Annie Efua Ampofo. working with her is so marvelous. Like, it's so fun. He's always like active. He will put you on your toes to do things that sometimes you is like, and you are disturbing, that is it. And you tell Jenny, do it. And I think it's really helpful, and it has helped some of us in the studio. And we wish her all the best. And I'm so happy for her. I'm so happy. Anytime he sees me, he say, hey, so all this thing, is it for you? Is it for you? Like, you'll be my bodyguard. And don't worry, even if someone trying to beat you or something, I'll be here for you. I'll protect you. That's what we normally like talk, and he will tease me and those kind of things. So I'm just happy for her. Yeah, I wish her all the best.
My name is Joshua. I am one of 2 personal handbags of Annie Efuampofo. I'm sure you've probably met the other one, Kiki. Yes. Where to start from? It's been an exciting journey with Annie, and I don't know where to start from. I mean, the news was just so good. we couldn't even process. But yeah, we are going to miss Annie's presence, all her teachings, everything we've been able to learn from her. I mean, when Annie goes, we are no longer going to hear, Josh, what is this? Is this what I taught you? Josh, have you called Kiki? You know, we need to plan for this. You know, all those things. I mean, if you know Annie, you're going to know what I'm saying is like very, very true and all that. So, I mean, we wish Annie all the best in her next field and whatever she's going to do. We appreciate her. We thank her for everything she's done for us. And we say God richly bless her and see you soon.
I'm Ejefon Augustine. Call me Kwabena Bunte and I'll respond to you. See, Annie is so beautiful. The beauty within Annie. Charlie, I pray that may God take her far. Because at a point in time, I was going through so many things. No one could understand me. No one could even listen to me. But at a point, Annie was able to get close to me. Bunty, what is wrong with you? I don't see you well. Charlie, I was able to like have a chat with her, and if I'm to tell you what she did to me, or like she did for me, you'll be surprised. She's so good. She's so good. May God bless her. Anywhere she finds herself, may God bless her.
My name is David Nimo, and I have been working with Annie for close to 2 years now, and on Good Morning Ghana production. It has been a nice journey, and I would like to say a very big thank you for her, though sometimes she can be a little bit hard. Before the production ends, I'll receive a call from her, like 30 calls from her. As for that one there, it is true. You can receive 30 calls from her, yes. And she's sweet in her own way, but she doesn't show it. She will not show it to me, but she's sweet. If you work with her for long, you get to understand how she wants her things, and you flow with her. She has helped me for instance, because sometimes I will do the work and she will tell me, is this thing creative? Like, is this thing creative? David, is this thing creative? Like, I'll sit down like, but I've done the thing, this is how it's supposed to be. But I'll sit down again, analyze what I've done, and see that there's a flop somewhere, there's a mistake somewhere. Then I go back and I correct it. Then and now it becomes a better work. I use this opportunity to say a very big thank you once again to Annie.
I want her in my life. I never knew anyone so one of a kind. No, the way she moves to her own beat, she has the qualities of a queen. Natural beauty, you know. Yeah, no, I've never been someone shy.
Wow. Annie Efua
Ampofu Kuntunkununku Ofuriata. Indeed, you are leaving. Tell me it's not true. Anyway, Annie, listen, you know I love you, right? You're such a fantastic person. You're great to work with. I mean, nobody can underestimate the immense contribution that you've made towards the growth of this platform called Good Morning Ghana. I can only wish you the best in your new role, in your new adventure, in your new endeavor. And I will miss, the little disagreements that we have sometimes over the phone, which is all part of life, and it's all part of, how this enterprise called a workplace is like. We don't have to agree on everything at all times, but it's for me, it's a mixed feeling. The fact that I'm going to lose, first of all, at a very personal level, a very good friend of mine, and also at a corporate level, my caretaker would always make sure that I look good, I sound good, and I do my job as the host of Good Morning Ghana. I can only wish you well once again, and bye-bye, hasta la vista, take care and be good.
Hi, I'm Bright Nanakwesi Amenin, and I just want to say a big congratulations to you, Annie Efua Ampofu, on your next journey, your career journey. It's been an honor working with you for close to a decade. That's a huge number, but yes, close to a decade. I've known you from different aspects, working with you here at Metro TV, Good Morning Ghana and all that. And so I can only wish you well. If I should keep talking, I might end up speaking for hours, because there are a lot of things I want to say. But for now, let me just say, I'm happy for you, and I'm going to miss you greatly. On work, off work, and all that. Have a nice time. I should move on to your next action in life.
Huge congratulations on your appointment, Ifia. You have come a long way, and we are so proud of you. As you embark on this wonderful journey, we pray for success. May the good Lord be your guide. You can always count on us for anything. Love you lots, my dear.
Hiya, hey Annie, I just want to say congratulations. I'm so happy for you. This is indeed the dream of the Lord. So my fondest memory of Annie would be growing up. She's been a very tough girl. Annie is a very strong person. But behind all the strength, all the toughness, there's this fragile heart behind, which she won't show to everybody. She won't show because she has to be tough. She has to be there for everybody. That's the kind of person Annie is. Annie always wants to put up this facade that she's a strong girl and all. Yeah, she's a strong girl, but behind that there's a very sweet soul behind it. And I thank God for the life she's impacted, for everything she's done, for her family, her friends, and even for this nation. And I'm glad that her efforts have been recognized and she's been given this opportunity, this platform to excel even better. Now to say, God bless you, God increase you, may He strengthen you, and may He grant you more grace in this new role that you are going to pursue. And I pray that He shall bless the works of your hands. Congratulations again, and the sky is your limit.
Hi, what's up, my name is Desmond Okrekoda, so you can always call me Desi the Star Boy. I want to say a big shout out to Annie. Congratulations on your next move. Wish you the very best. Watch out for us. We're coming to the US in 2026. But working with her has been, sometimes production, how she will be there. Sometimes we just go like that. But yeah, wish you the very best, Annie.
Hey there. Annie Efua Ampofu has been a very hard-working colleague. Working with her for over 4 years, I've seen some sides of her. I wouldn't say she's a very hard-working person, principled, and very disciplined. So sometimes it's hard, but yeah, it has been a good run, and we wish her well, farewell. We pray that
God will bless her in all that she's going to do. And we pray for more grace and more wins for her.
Hi, my name is Shadrach Odame Ejari. This is for Annie. I am the class captain for Team US. And once Annie is leaving, it's either me or no one. So I will be going to US next year. From tomorrow, but it's been awesome all these years working with Annie as my co-host, co-news anchor, me producing her live reporting and food partner, anything. And then we top it up with gist. So going now, maybe all the gist eating and newsy stuff would have to be virtual. But we did body, spirit, mind, and soul together. Okoya Bonekra, if you don't find it, please arrest me. I know about it. Thank you so much for being a great and awesome colleague.
My name is Michael Lado, an anchor with Metro Television. I've been working with Annie for close to a little over a year, and it's been quite a great time working with her. She's indeed a great team leader and a team player. I do admire how she does her productions, especially for the Good Morning Ghana and the Good Afternoon Ghana. And so I wish her well in her new endeavor. I pray for God's protection and guidance over her, and I pray that she excels in everything that she does.
To be a cutie, she's a queen, so supreme.
Thank you very much for being there for Annie. I'm very happy to join you guys in wishing Annie well. I got to know her from my visits to Metro TV. And in fact, I didn't actually pay attention to the production team. Randy is a tough customer. Dr. Abe is a very wild guy. And especially for those of us who were in government, life was not easy. So when you go on Randy's show, by the time doctor finishes with you, either you feel tired or you are hungry. So one time, I was told that doctor had traveled. And I asked who was going to host the show. And they said, "Oh, Annie." I was so happy. So I thought that, because I thought life was going to be quiet and cool. But we started the show. This lady, you said this, she will ask that. You explained, she will say no. So I was like, but we thought life was going to be easy. So I called Randy, I called doctor. I said, "Doctor," after the show, I said, "Doctor, your name, my J. Mena win a yoina wafe bono cra. Hey, you only sane one again. Doctor, weba was more than I know about bono facial and a cra." When you translate, all I'm trying to say is that I thought life was going to be quiet with this lady, only to realize that Dr. Randy was even good. This lady would query you, do follow-ups, argue with you. In fact, she was worse than the doctor that we all knew. So finally, I told myself that maybe our party or the government is not getting close to some of these production members. So I tried to get close. When I got close to her, it became even worse. So it is with a very exciting mood that I celebrate her going. All those who made life difficult for us. Now when we come on the show, hopefully we get production members who are doing their things well. We don't want any kind of Annie's stubbornness on the show, But she's a fine producer. We are all excited. Usually you come on the show and they'll ask you what do you want to eat after the show. Annie will give you either Hausa Cocoa with Kose, or if you want Banku, sometimes Wache. Those are some of the nice things that we would miss her for, but not what she does on the show. Not at all. So I wish I was actually there, but let me thank Dr. Randy for masterminding this and all those who are behind. Now I'm in opposition.
She's royal, yeah, so royal.
You're welcome back. All right, so my guests are with me this morning. Let's welcome Laura Bijusana. Laura Bijusana is a presidential staffer, and she's also a member of the NDC communications team. You're welcome. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
How are you?
It's good to see you.
It's good to see you.
Always, as always, it's good to be here. And good morning to Laura too. I don't know why she's so excited this morning, but
is she?
It's a good feeling, especially when you have good macroeconomic indicators. I think we are all breathing some very fresh air. And Laura, you're looking nice. I like your bright colors. It's good for the NDC to be in power, because when Lorati was in power, she never wore bright colors. So I'm happy to see you wearing a lot of bright colors. And good morning to our cherished viewers.
That was just a response to good morning.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm very excited today, and you know why. But I'm sure at the end of the show, we'll get to know why I'm so excited.
Okay. Larati. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Annie.
Every time I go, I have a lot of people asking of you.
Good morning to Beatrice. I'm not going to respond to what she said. I mean,
you know,
when
you have people who think
when
that
you're a few months in government, it's always like that. The excitement is out of the roof. When reality starts dawning, maybe I hope she'll be greeting
She's
me
on a honeymoon
like this.
mood.
You said, well, a lot of people ask of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because of the way you treat me. Everybody
I mean,
knows you
unlike,
don't like
no,
me.
no. in
There's
my
a new
case-
addition, right?
No,
They
in
say
my,
we are rivals. Yeah.
I mean, in my case, they don't say we are rivals. No. In my case, they rather say, "Where's your friend?"
Okay. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, but in your case,
it's not my case. It's, your uncle has even
No.
attested to that.
That what?
That you don't like me. So.
Yeah. So in your case, I don't like you.
Yeah, I know.
But from my side,
they ask, "Where's your
Where's
friend?"
your friend?
Is it in a nice way of friend? As
Yeah.
in
No.
Someone that you've always been.
Why would anybody
Being
want to
real.
like an NPP member? I mean,
sometimes they forget your name,
refuse to be
and then they say, "Oh, the
this
lady
morning."
with the Hausa name," or they will say something that's like they're trying to record and they'll say Larato.
I refuse to be gaslighted this morning. We are focusing. This PR.
Everybody's
of course, you have to. You have to.
Everybody's focused.
The fact that I know what she's trying to do.
Who?
I know what
Beatrice.
Beatrice is trying to do.
Oh, but
it
I'm
ain't
rather the
happening.
one who was telling you how people are asking of you.
Yeah, I know, and she kept
It
on
looks
coming.
like everybody is using a gadget, and I'm the only one.
It's the digital era. Let's save the earth. Look at all the paper you have.
I-
Do you know the number of trees
I'm a mixture
that-
of both, so don't worry.
You don't use papers at all?
No, you use papers definitely, but let's reduce the amount we use. Are we not all going digital? Are we all not talking about green? Are we all not talking about climate change? We are having rains in November.
Look at how I'm
That should
even
tell
looking
us a
at
lot.
it. Now you know I'm a gadget
Since you were
person.
born, how many years ago? 35 years ago, Annie? Have you ever experienced rains in November?
All right. So we'll go straight into the economy. We have a lot to talk about when it comes to the economy and also law. When we have some time, we'll spend some time with NIMOS and EPA and what they're doing. Have we lost it? Or we're still, that's if we have some more time. But in the meantime, let's go to the economy straight. S&P has spoken and they've said something about Ghana's economy, and it says that S&P upgrades Ghana's BB from CC to BB, or B-B from CCC plus stroke C, a historical record of Ghana's credit ratings since 2003. I'm reading from CD Rates website. It says that Ghana's economy continues to find favor in the eyes of the international credit ratings agencies, as S&P's global ratings has upgraded Ghana's credit score from CCC plus to B minus, and this signals that after Ghana's economic crisis in 2022, the country's economic recovery efforts are finally gaining traction. Ghana's economy continues to find favor in the eyes of the international credit ratings agencies, and the S&P Global Ratings has upgraded Ghana's credit score from CCC plus to B minus. This signals that after Ghana's economic crisis, the country's economy recovery efforts are finally gaining traction, and the upgrade announced in November 7, 2025 also raised Ghana's short-term rating to B with a stable outlook. The outlook is stable, it says, meaning S&P expects things to stay on track in the near future. This marks the highest rating since its 2022 debt default and follows what S&P calls gradually strengthening balance of payments and fiscal positions. And in simpler terms, Ghana is earning and managing its money better. What the upgrade means is that a higher credit rating tells the world that Ghana is now seen as a safer place to lend money to. And this could help the country borrow at lower interest rates and attract more investment. S&P also pointed out that Ghana's finances are improving because the economy has stayed strong. The inflation has dropped sharply and export earnings, especially from gold and cocoa, have been significant. Together, these two exports make up more than 60% of Ghana's goods sales abroad. The agency expects Ghana's foreign reserves to rise from $6.8 billion in 2024 to $10.4 billion by the end of 2025. Reforms paying off. S&P's decision also reflects confidence in Ghana's new government, which took office in January 2025. The administration has introduced a new spending rules to prevent overspending, which has been a recurring problem for successive governments. Now, one key policy is a rule that forces the government to keep a primary budget surplus of at least 1.5% of GDP every year. This means that Ghana should earn more than it spends, excluding debt payments, to help bring public debt down to about 45% of GDP by 2034. The inflation, which has also above 20%, or was above 20% at the beginning of 2025, has now dropped below 10%, and the cedi has strengthened by nearly 30% against the US dollars. Progress on debt restructuring. Another factor contributing to this favorable upgrade is that Ghana has also made a steady progress in cleaning up its debt mess since 2022 default. After completing a local debt exchange in 2023, a restructuring of $13.1 billion worth of Eurobonds in 2024, the government is now negotiating the final stretch of about $5 billion owed to few official and commercial leaders. However, S&P observes that there are still disputes with some creditors, including the African Export-Import Bank and the Eastern and Southern African Trade Development Bank, over how their debts should be treated. And then also, there is also a disagreement involving a set of commercial notes meant to fund Ghana's health sector. S&P warns that these tensions could delay the full completion of debt restructuring program. And okay, the rest about history we can make reference later, but now let me go to the guest and then discuss what has happened. So I'm sure that, and Beatrice, I'll start with you because it's your government. The Dr. Bawumia has spoken about this matter some months back, and he commented about the positive signs the economy is showing, and he said you cannot, achieve this feat just after a few months coming into office, and that government is not spending, which even moved the finance minister to come and explain and talk about the fact that you say government is not spending and all. So is this something that this government just wants to take credit for, and what exactly are you doing rightly?
Okay, thank you very much, Annie. I think the point, or the starting point in all these discussions, is for us to agree that as a people, for the longest time, we must not allow the NPP to have access to state resources. because they've demonstrated in the past 8 years that they do not only lack the administrative capacity to manage the country, they also don't have that emotional intelligence in doing a number of things. And they don't have the country at heart. And I honestly think that when a party loses an election, it could be for varied reasons. And so Dr. Bawumia, who was then the flag bearer, would take a step back, especially because he's an economist, and possibly be asking himself, why are we experiencing the kind of economic transformation that the country is seeing some 10 months after I left the scene? Perhaps if he did that, it will give the MPP and he himself an opportunity to possibly rebrand and come back stronger. But I think that his handlers are also not helping. They are subjecting him to a lot of public ridicule. I want to believe that Abroyan doesn't have a very critical role to play in his campaign. I know that's his campaign member like Chema to me and the rest. But I think Dr. Bawumia can do this country a lot of good when he doesn't speak about the economy, because there must be a certain level of, I don't want to use the expression shame, but there must be a certain level of limitation. Maybe that is a better choice. When you are given an opportunity to do something and you mess it up so badly, and somebody else is trying to clean your mess, sometimes you must have limitations on what you say. But it is instructive to note that the NDC takes a different approach to governance. Indeed, in our own anthem, we say that development is our goal. The NDC recognizes that when you are given an opportunity to lead your country, in spite of challenges, in spite of every obstacle that you will face, you have a duty to make sure that the lives of people are made better than you came to meet it. And contrary to the MPP who believe in property owning democracy, and so look at the mess happening after they exited power. People acquiring properties, 35 buildings at a go. It looks like for them corruption is now even sexually transmitted. They take the money and then they enjoy it with their spouses. I think their men are very romantic. And so we are seeing a marked departure.
On allegations.
Yes, but so they are alleged to be very romantic. You know, so we are seeing a marked departure from that kind of mindset where the MPP wanted to grab everything. They were practically running a procurement economy. They were not spending for the betterment of the people. They were just introducing policies and implementing what will not be too beneficial. I can give you an example. So when Dr. Bawumia says that government is not spending, perhaps he's talking about the fact that the NDC government has not sunk some $400 million into digging a hole in the name of National Cathedral. Because if Ato Forson had that money, you realize that within this year, over the past 10 and into the 11th month, about 13.8 billion has been spent on, and it's being spent on the big push, so that every regional capital, every region will have a major facelift. And tomorrow, President Mahama is in Wa to commission, or yes, is to commission one of the roads, the major road linking Wa to, you know, I'm not so good with the northern names, but he's in Wa to do that. We have also committed over 499 billion to the no fee stress policy. The government has spent over 292 billion on distributing sanitary pads, and also about 564 million on textbook allocation. And here, let me pause and say that in the past, what the NPP government was doing was not printing textbooks for the students. They were printing past questions. You remember the famous Asante Bidietu story where he and the wife were involved in the Masset scandal. And so we are moving from that kind of, I don't want to say this one, I'm trying to choose my words well. I don't want to say useless expenditure, but the expenditure that does not benefit the people. And we are actually investing in areas that will stabilize the economy. And even some of our own people are not happy, because then you realize that people want money for some other policies, and because of some bigger strategy, we are not having to just spend anyhow. But I want to assure everybody that President Mahama is committed to leaving a legacy behind for the people of Ghana. It's important to state that at the time the NDC came into office, or by the time the NPP were exiting, they left this country with an inflation of 23.8%. That's headline inflation, with food inflation and others being higher. In fact, at the time in this country, inflation was 54%. And the NPP told us that they were better managers of the economy. The total arrears owed to contractors and other people who had done businesses with government as at end year 2024 was 67.5 billion cedis, with the road sector alone over 21 billion cedis. And this was the government that said they were doing year of roads. So I don't know how they expected these contractors to function. Annie, the IPPs were owed over $1.7 billion. These figures that you are hearing, they are very scary. ECG was in debt of 68 billion. COCOBOD, which until the NPP came into power was a very profitable organization, was owing 32 billion cedis. And then Road Fund alone had over 5.7 billion. If we had some corresponding projects to even say that these were the things you were leaving behind, we would probably even have analyzed the situation in context. So this is the country that Dr. Bawumia left. This was the legacy. And you know, the NPP borrowed so much. They borrowed so much. At the time, they were telling us that they were borrowing for whatever reason, that Dr. Bawumia then changed his position from borrowing is not so good to borrowing is so good, depending on what you are using it for.
That's smart borrowing.
Smart borrowing. And so what did they do smartly with the borrowing? By the time they were exiting power, debt to GDP was over 62%, with 726 billion as our national debt. As we speak today, Annie, do you know that our national debt has declined by over 97 billion cedis? There is a decline in the total national debt. And so I don't even know what the NPP communicators are going to say, that when you take the issue of the economy, in the first half of this year, on the average, the economy grew by 6.3%. And then you have agriculture following with 6%. You have services 8.8%. And industry even expanded by over 3.2%. So I would normally say that we should go beyond the data and come back or have some ground analysis. But if you want to know that the government is doing the right things, and these figures are just not figures around, I don't believe so much in the total growth, because sometimes, because of our gold exports, the cocoa exports, and the oil exports, your economy will grow, but the industry that is growing are these industries. But when you take non-oil growth, Annie, In the first half of this year, we are having to record a 7.8%. The last time Ghana recorded this growth, a decade ago, was in 2011, when the NDC was in power again. And so consistently, the NDC has shown that when it comes to managing the economy, when it comes to making sure that the totality of the lives of people are better, we have a better track record than the MPP. Then you come to consumer and business confidence. Today, businesses have confidence that the environment is thriving. Businesses believe that it will be more profitable to do business under an NDC government than under an NPP government. And you listen to the World Bank, one of the World Bank directors, and saying that, of course, today as we speak, the NDC government is demonstrating a better economic environment. Then we come to inflation. We are having to record single-digit inflation. Last month there was single-digit, and this month is 8%, which is also, and this is headline inflation, 8%. And the World Bank and data from the BOG again is projecting that even into the year or end year 2026, we expect to record a single-digit inflation. And normally, inflation is not that prices of goods will not go up. Inflation is that the rate at which prices of goods go up is what we are measuring. So when you have a government that at a time had inflation of over 54%, you ought not to give them a chance to come back anytime soon. And I think that we all have to agree and make up our minds now that the MPP should be a formidable opposition, maybe like we have in South Africa, so that constantly they will try and keep the NDC government on its toe. Because we were told that we should even be grateful that the Russia-Ukraine war, that the COVID-19 was the reason, and was the reason we were experiencing the 54%. But as we speak, recording an inflation rate of 8%, the Russia-Ukraine war has not ended. I think the last time I checked, even the Speaker of Parliament has been asked to be part of the mediators in the Russia-Ukraine war. So as we speak, that war is going on. Now, interest rates. At the last monetary policy meeting of the BOG, you realize that the committee had reduced the interest rate by over 300 basis points. In the past, if you buy a 92 or a 91-day T-bills under MPP, was 27%. Today, you have to buy the same for 10.8%. These figures are indicators that the economy is recovering. They are indicators that we are not where we used to be under the MPP. They are indicators that the MPP did this country so much wrong that I don't even think that they should be speaking now. I think it's early days. Maybe they have to sit back and ask themselves, how is it that we got to so
why do you always say it's early days? Hold on, why do you always say it's early days? Yeah, they will tell you that, well, we put in good structures for the economy. For example, Dr. Bawumia mentioned Gold for Oil program.
Please.
And he said, if not for the Gold for the Oil program, this economy would have collapsed.
Do you know the Gold
and
for
he
Oil?
Do you know
the Gold for Oil program
has built on
today?
No,
that is not what Gold Board has built on. The Gold for Oil program made losses in almost 50%. That was one of the most shambolic policy. In fact, the Gold for Oil program was created so that MPP people will benefit. Simple as that. It was perhaps one of the most useless policies.
That's your thinking.
Yeah, that's my thinking. You know why? Why would you introduce a Gold for Oil program? For two reasons. One, to stabilize the exchange rate. Two, to reduce fuel prices. And you have fuel prices move from about 4 cedis to 22 cedis. And have dollar move from 4 cedis to, at the last check interbank rates, let me even use BOG rates, 16 cedis. How are you going to tell me that this was a policy? I don't think Dr. Bawumia said that. I think you're setting Dr. Bawumia up for ridicule. He can't make this statement.
He said that, and thank you.
Maybe you should look for the video, because I'll be very surprised if he said this.
He said that.
I'll be very surprised. So I think that there is something fundamentally wrong with them, because they are not looking at the effect of the policy. They are looking at just policy implementation, simplicity. That's not how it works. Well, maybe review means cancel to them, so they can't even review the policies they've made. But one major achievement, and to test the health of the economy that we are discussing, and one of the reasons why even S&P, Moody's, Fitch, and everybody is giving Ghana an upgrade, the reason why our debt stock has reduced by over 97 billion is because of the management of the exchange rate. Today, as we speak, the dollar is trading below 11 cedis. And the moment you say it, you know the MPP's defense. They have two defenses. One, they say that, oh, Bank of Ghana is pumping so much money onto the market, and so that is why the exchange rate is where it is. Oh, then the MPP people, they are so wicked. So they know that all Bank of Ghana has to do was to pump money onto the market. For them to move the currency from 16 cedis to 10.6 cedis and 10.4 cedis, and they weren't doing it. How wicked could they be then? If it was that simple. You know, sometimes when you are doing something, someone says it's so simple, but this is easy until you give them the opportunity to do. So they know that if a central bank could invest money onto the market as they have posited, and that is not what is happening. But assuming we were even to go by their argument,
that's not happening.
That's not what is happening.
The bank is not pumping any.
The central bank is not pumping money for the purposes of stabilizing.
More money.
No,
you've heard that too.
We are. I don't think anybody has said we are printing money. I don't think anybody has said that the central bank.
You don't think
central bank is not doing any central bank financing.
Okay, I'll make reference.
Yes,
to it
yes. And so if that is it, and it was that simple, then what is it? Then the second argument is that, oh, the NDC has not done anything substantial in 10 months, for which reason you have the dollar trading at 10.4. And I said, oh, so if the NPP knows that all you have to do is not to do anything and just sit down, so that the dollar, or the cedi will appreciate against the dollar, and they were running around carrying special chairs for the president, then they were again doing this country a disservice. But the point has to be made that the Ghana cedi has appreciated over 34.1% against the dollar. That is so remarkable. So the pounds, the British pound, over 28%, and then the euro over 20%. This is a huge achievement. Under the NPP, people's businesses, their capital was practically being depleted. I remember in one of the debates, Miracles, he's my very good friend, he was on record to have said that Ghanaians should be so grateful to the NPP that they were even buying dollars at 16 cedis. But if it were an NDC government, we would have been buying it at 25 cedis. Today, are we buying it at 25 cedis? I think that one of the biggest challenges that the NPP has is self-aggrandizement. They rate themselves above their capabilities. Somehow, they love to blab without any work to show. We were in this country, and you see, for everything I have said, it does not come by just anyhow. If you appreciate economics very well, this morning you will salute Honorable Ato Forson. If you appreciate economics very well, Honorable Ato Forson should be one of the most celebrated people, a finance minister who has engaged in fiscal prudence. There is no funding from central bank. A finance minister who under 10 months has delivered this record. You know the irony. For all the plenty figures I have mentioned, the IMF told us when the NPP was in power that we could only achieve these figures by 2034. 2034. And as for the exchange rate, they never even contemplated that it will come to 10 pence. In fact, the IMF projected that by 2028, the exchange rate will be 20 cedis to $1. Today, in 10 months, what would have taken the NPP government a decade to achieve is what the NDC is delivering. But while all these macroeconomic indicators and all the figures appears very positive, it's important to say that nobody has done a Kenke party or a Wache party at the Ministry of Finance or anywhere in government to celebrate these achievements.
Trivializing it.
I'm not trivializing achievement. And that's how they trivialize government and governance, that you go onto an Eurobond market and you borrow, and merely because people have, you have over borrowed, you use some of the borrowed funds to come and do Kenke and Wache party. And in all these, the point has to be made that Ghana has not even gone onto the international market to borrow. And so this is no mean an achievement. But as I indicated early on, while all these figures appear nice, while all these macroeconomic, these elitist things appear beautiful, there is one thing that the NDC government recognizes, that in the long run, it must translate in the pockets of people. It must reflect in the lives of the people. The young people with all these macroeconomic indicators must be able to get good jobs. That industries must be able to expand, so that while we talk about the figures, people can experience the real meaning. And so I was very happy, and I'm happy about the approach that Honorable Attoforson has adopted. I think he was in the Western region over the weekend to interact with market women, and I wish you would play the video for our viewers. The people were admitting sugar way, na 13 cedis, say 5 cedis. And one way not the boarding, as I said, above from na in toast way first, no. So we recognize that while the macroeconomic indicators are very important and they reflect something good, the lives of the people at the market, the church station, the taxi drivers, the young people who have finished school, the national service people, people who just want something good for themselves, we recognize that these things must translate in their lives. And I can assure you that President Mahama is committed to making sure that not just in infrastructure, but also in the lives of people. And Annie, let me say this. Between 2013 and 2016, when President Mahama made it a point that we must experience some infrastructural transformation in our country. And so President Mahama started with the UGMC, the Ga East Hospital, the Circle Dubai interchange, the Kotokraba, and all the things that the NDC government started. We believe that Ghana must have a facelift. You know what the NPP kept telling the people? They kept telling them that Yenria Kwine. They kept telling them that na usisi ayaresabia na yendidia yebeyeden. They kept telling them that, oh, na oyi kwaya kesea na yeden. And so I want to also plead with the people of Ghana that while the NDC recognizes that Rome was not built in a day, we are in the process of making sure that what we experience under the NPP, never again should a people be subjected to that kind of torture. Never again should pensioners, their pension funds be touched. Never again should old people queue for days at the premises of finance ministry. Never again should we sink money in digging a cathedral. Never again should we make corruption so beautiful. Never again should the standard be so low as to say that when people are suffering, they should even be grateful that the suffering is not at a certain level.
Okay.
So the NDC is committed to making sure that we have a facelift for infrastructure, and that's why the big push. I want to plead with the people of Ghana when the NPP comes to you and say that Yenre Akwine, Yenre Ayaresabia, Yenre Way, please push them away. Because a combination of these things are what build a country. Today we talk about the story of Singapore or South Africa and some other third world countries that became, even Kenyan here.
Okay.
They built their nation, and we want the people of Ghana to keep faith with the NDC, to trust the process, and we'll build our nation together.
Okay, so I wanted to read this to you just for factual research sake. So it's not just a point I'm trying to make. I'm reading this from the GBC website. It says that former finance minister accuses BOG of printing money to pre-finance gold board activities. Since you said you didn't believe that it was something that was being said by somebody, I was looking for the Arnold Dompre write-up. Former finance minister, member of parliament for Karaka constituency, Dr. Mohamed Hamid Adams has accused the top management of the country's central bank, the Bank of Ghana, of printing money to pre-finance the newly established Ghana Gold Board. So according to him, under the 2025 budget, the John Mahama-led administration allocated $279 million to Gold Board, a new statutory entity aimed at formalizing gold procurement from artisanal and small-scale miners and supporting export traceability. However, despite this substantial budget allocation, no funds were officially disbursed. So speaking at the press conference today, Tuesday, July 29, 2025, in Parliament, the former finance minister alleged that BOG stepped in to fund Gold Board's operations. So even with the noise they made about the Gold Board, including pushing the gold bill through certificate of emergency, the minister has not released a cent out of the $279 million allocated as a revolving fund for Gold Board. And currently, the Bank of Ghana has been pre-financing the gold purchase. This is clear case of monetary financing. And the IMF program frowns on monetary financing, printing money, monetary financing of the government, he said. It's interesting, read, but Dr. Hamid also warned that such financing model violates IMF program conditions and risks reigniting inflationary pressures that could destabilize the fragile economic recovery. You can note whatever you want to say down, but let me just take a break. I'll be back shortly. Lawati will also have a turn. I'll be back.
Semi general well-being enkoye kwao amama ye bohu se kontomra akija
nansi me hu se me nyo basima kra amama kunu ne me entukwankwa oyiwa enye monko give us GC mixture and in capsules ayenum bom enho asem na mo kana ebua emma ene meme nyina ne ma wo ba ye obesima na be ma so aye be masima ya webe bua wukuru ama ne giant sa wo de hye ne botum na wanyinya nanim te sese ne oyi chekwo na GC mixture and a capsule. Achesa.
A painful about one more menu for one kwada when if you do me.
Ghana's biggest real estate event is back and it's even better. Looking for your dream home? Want to invest in land or explore real estate opportunities? Then don't miss the 8th edition of the Mikasa Home and Property Fair. Meet and connect with Ghana's leading real estate developers, mortgage providers, home improvement experts, and more, all under one roof. You'll also get access to free seminars and expert-led info sessions covering everything you need to know about buying, financing, and owning property in Ghana. Date 5th and 6th December 2025. Venue the Icon Event Center, East Legon, a minute drive from the East Legon Tunnel. Time 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. each day. Attendance is absolutely free. Register at mikasa.com/fair. Headline sponsor, Gold Key Properties. Platinum sponsor, Clifton Homes. Media partner, City FM and Channel 1 TV.
In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, who be here, Semetra Sapapadia to a mammy man for Kel Charcoal's natural ingredients, and a bomb is so buying, and maniswing, Nasasu Mama Hotel so a will beg you.
Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Choose Kel Charcoal Toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Kwame and his uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, Mommy.
I'm the second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
Now I understand the whole delay. Troll from Kaswa. Why wouldn't he be late? Or be late, of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. You go be the luckiest. Copy from Georgia be luckiest. From not the cause she be luckiest. Me and you go be luckiest. No matter why you're lucky. Everybody go be the luckiest.
That's Kwame!
Send your God down for boom. If you're poor, so would the coming of the Son of Man be. Is that his car?
Ha! Even now, your shadow the way designer.
I use my own mouth to reject him. Oh, this is my mouth. Look at that.
Kwame, my son. Now, tell me the truth. How did this all happen?
Oh, mommy, a simple dilation. Mr. Good Luck no check me well.
Yeah,
man.
Easy car. Or dial star 712 hash.
The devil is a liar.
He picked his ticket and entered his lucky 5-digit number.
I'm a birthday.
Oh, how romantic.
And he followed the prompts. Yes. And then boom. Confirmation test.
I'm quick. Pick 5 numbers for me, okay? I'm feeling like 7.
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompts and let destiny handle the
You see how they love you now?
Yo, do you have family payment? Before December, maybe release a motivational album. Patapa, my super.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Kids Day the right way, filled with confidence to take on any challenge. Pepsodent Kids contains the right amount of fluoride and sugar acid protection to care for their developing gums and teeth. Grab either orange or strawberry so they brush with the sweet flavor they love morning, and evening. Pepsodent Kids, giving your children a bright smile for a brighter future.
This
Ebusiafo ye mama kwaba eba Children's Palace. Nkwala nyema nyina fie enyi. Yonkwala ntade mani mema nyina ntare nyina wase. Yonkwala shoes, yonkwala aduane, yonkwala wipes, yonkwala diapers, yonkwala toys, baby cot. In fact, bibia opama omanyina obenye biwa ase.
Located at East Legon Hills, Nana Chrome KFC. Contact us on 059 6377 172. Children's Palace. Happy children, happy fashion. See you soon. Bye bye.
Wabedum time aso. Hey, J. Watch it, na learning. Missy, watch and learn. Mekwaya ma besisia. Abozing. Akache say no ya konate and the more drink woman. Hey. But I didn't mean. Oh, sorry. She knew her old days. Eji. Dabio, baby wom. Ready? Hey, baby wom. Ah, Eji. I'll cause some discomfort. Sorry, well, uncle, where would the dad? Why your funeral? At your phone for Arrowfield Trading. Sorry, it killed them all.
No mum share nanda danya was mosquito call esudu womunumu. Na say spray with them sa. Try sima edronum ansana ko dynamo.
And Kratoi FDA Ajatum.
West Africa's soil yields global treasures. Cocoa, cashew, shea, and cotton. They power industries across the world. Yet for our region, the greatest value still slips away, exported raw, taking with it jobs, industries, and the promise of shared prosperity. The real question is no longer what we produce, but who captures the final reward. True prosperity lies in the value we add right here at home. That's why the 4th edition of the EBIT President's Roundtable will gather the architects of Africa's prosperity and Africa's transformation to answer one defining question. How do we finance the journey from the farm to the port? Join Dr. George Ejikum Donko and some leading experts as EBIT leads a high-level dialogue to unlock financing, empower local industries, and turn West Africa's raw potential into industrial power. Be part of the conversation redefining our economic future. Live on Metro TV, DSTV Channel 277, and EBIT platforms on November 24, 2025 at 11 a.m. EBIT President's Roundtable 2025. From the farm to the port, financing the value chains of West Africa's cash crops. My name is Anita Erskine, and it will be an honor to host you.
Polytech is everywhere, durable and authentic. Stronger brand you can trust. Polytank, we get some more Rambo and get some more super. And the Polytank we did.
Polytank, Papa Noah, Asa.
discussing the S&P
yes,
rating. For a moment, I thought we were on a campaign platform when Beatrice was going on. And I even lost count of the number of times she mentioned the MPP. And I mean, let them get something straight. No matter the swipe you take at Dr. Bawumia, he served his nation well.
Yeah.
And inshallah, he'll be leading the MPP. So the earlier they get used to it,
we actually prefer
the better for them. I mean, the amounts of swipes you take at him doesn't change anything. What did Beatrice say? Yes, anything that has a positive outlook on the Republic of Ghana is good news for all of us. But when did the S&P start rating us? Early 2000s. There's a lot. We've had conversations on we having our own indices to reflect the reality on the ground. She was talking about our debts and government leaving debts and all that. When we came in 2017, tier 2 of all items, including other critical expenditure, was in arrears of some about 3.1 billion or so. She's talking about ECG debts. She's forgotten about take or pay PPAs. Look, we went through an election. We campaigned. We are out of the election. The people of Ghana said the MPP didn't do what they wanted the PP to do. So come, they're voting for the NDC. That's the crux of the matter. You are in government. You can't be doing PR and propaganda 10 months when you're supposed to be solving our issues. And you are now talking about what MPP didn't do, what MPP did, what MPP. Is it about MPP? Or is it about what the people of Ghana deserve? There are key programs. Yes. They should tell us. We are telling you that you are not spending. That is why the economy is from 2024 October. We had a stable outlook, even though the rating wasn't good, but it was stable, and it's still stable. What are you doing differently? You promised the reset. What are you doing differently? And to think that Beatrice said the MPP government did nothing worthwhile. I mean, not quoting, but in that was the context. If for nothing at all, children don't have to truncate their education at junior high school. That alone adds up to the quality of human resource in this country. What was the state of health insurance when you were living in 2016? What was the state of LEAP when you were living in 2016? Insurance. You see, you promised a reset. But if your reset is at every opportunity, you reference what the people of Ghana said, this wasn't what we want, then we have a problem. Because for the over 20 minutes that Beatrice spoke, it was all about the MPP. It was all about Dr. Bawumia. It was about calling names. What are you doing? Yes, you haven't. We are saying you haven't spent. What have you spent? What big ticket items have you spent?
Maybe she was attracted to Dr. Bawumia because I specifically asked the question relating to what Dr. Bawumia had said.
The former Bank of Ghana governor said, yes, if it's just about pumping money or holding on to things, anybody can do that. But what they are doing, yes, if the currency is doing well, it's good for all of us. But is it sustainable? What measures are being put in place? Because in all this, the bottom line is, and talking about single-digit inflation, we had the lowest in 28 years. In 2019, 7.9. It started skyrocketing in let me check the right year. It started skyrocketing in 2022 when COVID had erupted supply chains and all those things. And we can't deny that. But in 2024, it started coming off. We left it at what, 23, from 54% in 2020. But we are talking about inflation. Is that the reality on the ground? Is the percentage the reality on the ground? It still comes to the fact that the tank of water I used to buy at 150, came to 160, came to 200, came to 230. It's now 250.
Are you countering price reduction
No, I'm just saying the
generally
reality,
on the market
no,
today?
generally. The reality, yes, inflation is single digit, is low. But is that the reality in our market?
Yeah, so my question is, are you countering what the market women are saying in the reduction
I'm
of
using
goods?
my situation.
It's fine, it's fine.
I'm using my situation because I can't speak about another person.
No, the market
situation.
women in the market.
Yes,
because
the
we've
market
done
women
all those.
in the market. Don't also forget that the market women in the market also have people who buy these things and go and sell them in other markets.
Okay.
So everyone's situation is different. So I'm talking from my situation of where I buy my stuff. If the quantity, the size of the kinky I'm buying is still the same price, but the size has reduced, and rather than eating one, I have to eat two. How do you reconcile that? Those are the things that Beatrice should be telling us on behalf of the government, especially when she sits at the presidency.
Size of kinky.
You know, for a moment when she was talking, I was like, it sounded like playing some of our shows between 2017 and 2019.
Yeah.
When things were going really well, we had picked the growth rate of 3.4 from them, and it had gone as high as an average of 7. I mean, in the early days, it's nice. You talk, you wax lyrical. But the things they are putting in place, are they sustainable? Let nobody get it wrong that we come and sit here and think that everything in Ghana should go downhill. No. We aspire to win another election and come and lead this nation or serve this nation. If it's good, it makes it better for us. You don't waste taxpayers' money. You build on what has been done well. That is why we say government is a continuum. But if you come and the ones that you promised, you are for 10 months, you are still planning and doing whatever you're doing. You haven't introduced anything significant, but all you're interested in is cancelling what was working.
Well, what are those?
We have a problem.
What are those?
With it. One of it is cancelling the 1D1F initiative. It may have come with its own challenges, but there were industries that came out of it.
Just like you did a forensic data analysis of goods and services or whatever pertaining to your situation. When it comes to what program did you say has been cancelled? 1D1F.
Yes.
When it comes to 1D1F, what is your analysis of the 1D1F
even
program?
if it was one person that got a job from it, even if it was one factory that was set up, whose money went into it?
What was the expenditure?
It's taxpayers' money.
But what was the
I can't deal
expenditure?
with the figures now. We can deal with that. I can't go into figures now. What was the thinking behind it? We are mainly an import economy. We don't go on a daily basis without talking about exchange rates because we are hugely an import economy. What are we doing about it? You have to come and scrap what has been started and start all over again and be projecting in 2034 when you could have continued it and probably be having more results probably in 2028 or even 2026. Those are the realities on the ground. But to come and sit here and talk about an MPP did this, an MPP didn't do that 10 months after being in government, that's worrisome. And that says a lot. You know, when we used to tell them, Kasai and Frama, the alternative is scary, they prove us right every day. Governance is not about PR. Governance is not about propaganda. It's showing us the results and letting us feel it.
But S&P is showing you results. You don't believe S&P anymore.
What did I say? I said anything that has a positive thing on Republic of Ghana is good. But S&P still outlines some risks. At the latter part of the story, if you read till the end, they've outlined risk. How are those risks going to be mitigated so that we maintain it rather than going back? There are risks that were outlined. Yes, they've rated us. Yes, it's stable, but there are risks.
Yes.
That they said, how are those risks going to be mitigated so that we don't go back onto it? But to come and sit here and tell me what MPP did, what MPP didn't do, what Dr. Bawumia said, and how people are wicked. There's a reason why I said there's no campaign after election. We can go back. We can spend a whole day and talk about what late President Rawlings didn't do well. She'll sit here and talk about what President Kufuor didn't do well. I'll sit here and talk about what late President Mills and President Mahama in his first term didn't do well. She can talk about what President Akufo-Addo didn't do well. But you promised a reset. And your reset is benchmarking what was wrong. That is the question I'm asking.
So regarding the risks that you talked about,
I'm not the one talking about the risk.
S&P mentioned price fluctuations. Yes. They've talked about exogenous factors. Yes.
So how are those going to be mitigated? You answer that?
The point I want to make in terms of asking your question is, exogenous factors were one of the issues you made reference to with regards to...
And was it a lie?
No, I'm not saying it was a lie. I'm just saying that in every economy, you cannot run away from exogenous factors.
Facts. We are not an island.
If S&P mentions it, is it something that is far from... from the tree that cannot fall? It is a normal... Like every economy has exogenous factors risks. It has price fluctuation risks. You can't run away from it, right? But in fact, when it comes to the dollar and the CD relationship, we've made reference that the dollar itself is weakened, and that's why Ghana's CD is benefiting. That has been some of the arguments of people. They are saying it's not even any efforts put in by this government. It's just by exogenous factors, which is very normal in every economy. So is it something that maybe this economy might solve because S&P has raised that there's a risk with regards to exogenous factors?
This is rich coming from you, saying that exogenous factors are normal.
It's not coming from me. I'm just saying that every economy, exogenous factors has represented.
Yes.
Which is one you used.
Explaining, Annie, for how many years? I don't think anybody remembers when we had a pandemic like COVID that disrupted supply chains to the extent that tea rolls, oil were now being rationed, seemingly rationed. But when we try to explain the impact of these exogenous factors, nobody was aware. Sometimes you didn't even allow me to talk. So that's why I'm saying it is rich coming from you that exogenous factors are normal in every economy. Fantastic.
You're not going to throw me under the bus. No, Larry, you won't throw me under the bus. Whenever we have arguments whenever we have debates about COVID, it has been what Ghana spent and how much. It has been the reconciliation of what Ghana spent and how much Ghana received. Just reconcile it and justify your point why you think we actually must face these challenges because of COVID. Because we also know that we made money. That's the point we always make.
I like the way when Beatrice is on this show, the show becomes between.
No, because you make references to me. No, because you make references to me that I always have to explain.
The question I asked or the statement I made was, we are talking about S&P rating. We are stable, according to them. And we've been stable for a while.
B minus.
In the tabloids things. They've upgraded us but there are risks. Right? You are telling me there are exogenous factors. Granted. What we're expecting from the government's representative is what is being done to mitigate these risks. Not to go back after 10 months of being in government to tell us what your predecessor, who was voted out by the people of Ghana, did and didn't do. What is the relevance of that to our forward march of this country? What is that relevance to the water that now inflation is 6 point something single digit, but my water consumption keeps going up? What is this relevance to the bread that I used to buy that is at the same price, but the size has reduced? The waakye that I buy, the size has reduced. Now there are certain places you can't get waakye below 15 or 10 cedis. The cocoa that I buy, the 2 cedis that I could drink, now I have to buy 3 cedis or 4 cedis because the quantity has reduced. Those are the realities that we are talking about. That is why I started by saying that we've had conversations in this country about looking at how we also have our own localized indices to reflect the realities of our economy and how measures, and I used 1D, 1F because time immemorial we've been talking about how to boost our economy so that our over-reliance on imports, which always makes us talk about exchange rates and how the cedi is weakening towards other currencies, can be dealt with. So the risks that were enumerated were the ratings. How are they being, what are the plans to mitigate them, to give hope to the ordinary citizen who relies solely on the workings of this economy? That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Can I respond?
Quickly, so we get into budgets.
Okay, so you had a whole 25 minutes.
So nobody stopped you. You also had more than 25 minutes. I think that you don't expect Loretta to say anything beyond what she said, given what the indicators are showing. I don't know how she's able to come to the conclusion that by achieving a 34% appreciation of the Ghanaian cedi against the dollar, it cannot be show working, and that is PR. Is it that when MPP people go to the Forex Bureau and then the banks, you guys buy it at 16 cedis because that's what you want? I think that we have to be honest in our discussions. Now, Loretta talks about the fact that we have to build on what we came to meet, for which reason I don't even remember the rest of the expression, but we will never build on what the NPP left. And that is why we want to reset. Because if we were to build on what the NPP government left, we should have been doing Kenke Party because we've gone to the Eurobond market and we've overborrowed.
But you're building on free SHS.
Yes. Yeah, but I'm saying that we will not build on some of those things. So she shouldn't say that.
No, you actually said you won't build on what they left.
I didn't interrupt you.
Tangentials and
no,
the real
I didn't interrupt you. I was writing. If you don't have a pen, take a pen and write. Be a good student and listen to your senior.
PR and propaganda.
Be a good student and listen to your senior. So we should build. We should build. We should build. We should build on. Wait, we should build on an exchange rate of 16 cedis. Is that your case?
No.
You see, in every honest conversation, Loretta must first admit that their government mismanaged this country. that the government certainly did not do right by the people of Ghana. And that's maybe then you can add that it is your expectation that these indicators and outlooks should be sustainable. Because what we are looking for as NDC is your ability to sustain these gains. Because she herself admitted.
Which gains? Based on what? 10 months, you changed everything in this economy? Is that what you're saying?
Loretta, do
you changed everything in education?
Do you have access? Do you have access to a contrary data? I have given
10 months, and you are talking about honesty.
When you are done, tell me.
Come on.
And is she
be
done?
Honest.
Is she done now?
You don't have anything to say. That's why.
Is she done? You have made a submission without buttressing it with any contrary data. At the time you were leaving office, public debt stood at 726 billion. I have come to tell you that the data shows that public debt has reduced by 97 billion. Where is your contrary data to? It is not enough to say that, oh, be honest. It is not enough to say that that is not what is happening. So what is happening? Inflation is not 8%. So inflation is what? The treasury bill rate is no longer 10.8 and 12.5%. But what is the rate? You ought to be giving listeners and viewers a contrary data so we can enrich the discussion. You cannot merely say that what you are saying, you haven't done anything. What is it that you were expecting us to do in 10 years?
That's the reason why she made reference to the policy 1D, 1F. I wanted,
you see,
these because
I was coming to respond to the issue of the 1D, 1F, and I see NHIS and size of KNK as well. So I have these points I wanted to.
If you had anything to say and you were taking the people of Ghana seriously, you should have said what you were saying from your initial post rather than going around and mentioning
you don't. Unfortunately, you don't control.
I lost count of the number of times she mentioned
NPP.
Unfortunately,
law doesn't control.
I don't know what Beatrice's fixation is with the NPP.
Okay. I don't have
like I said, that's her first love, so it's understandable.
I don't even know where she gets those stuff. Is she done? Why would I love anything?
You are a snitch.
Why would I love anything? There is nothing about MPP that is beautiful. Not even their party song.
You wish.
No, I think she is rather now trying to gaslight you.
No, she in her family, everybody is NDC except her. She's the only MPP person in her family.
Wow.
Yes, I know. Your sister is my very good friend. Your sister is NDC. Sadia, she's watching me.
She's never told me she's a public servant.
The point I'm making is that with the issue of the one district, one factory, where is a policy document that they left behind for which reason a new government should continue? These guys were doing a lot of haphazard things. When we were in opposition, one of the consistent points I used to make was that the MPP took a knee-jerk reaction approach to governance and that they didn't have any specific plan that we want to do this, we want to do this.
I remember the argument on free SHS.
Yes, it was a
knee-jerk.
What is that? There is no policy document. Even the one district farm factory, you want us to go after Dr. Bawumia. You think we are fixated. The watermelon factory that he said he was doing for his people and the one district, one factory. Is that what you want us to continue? The man who came from his own region and claimed to love them so much with all access. I should be careful.
Don't even go on that tangent. You want
but
to
there
go
was no watermelon factories.
You want to go to development
there was
of by individuals.
There was a claimed watermelon factory.
A what?
A claimed watermelon factory under the one district 1F. I think we have to agree. And the NDC, we will not claim perfection. We will not claim to be a repository of knowledge. What I was expecting Loretta to do was perhaps give me some other solution, something she thinks that is being done and it's wrong and can be done better so that the data will show. We will not claim that. But what you should not be hearing, it's a government that left this country with debt restructuring. When you read the S&P report, one of the major things they are saying about why perhaps Ghana may face some external challenges and even delay certain things in the future. It's because of the debt restructuring. You left this country in the debt restructuring. Your own president's sister, Sophia Kufu, was a lead demonstrator. Together with Nanado's classmates, people he sat in classes with, who did not have the benefit of doing politics. He took away their savings. People lost their money. My friend's father lost the lives from the shock. Is that what you want us to build on? We are not where we want to be. President Mahama is not where he wants to be with the country. But we certainly are not where we used to be. And you cannot downplay these gains. And you say what? We are fixated about the MPP. But who caused the mess in the past? I should be talking about my auntie or who?
Beatrice,
who caused the mess?
If you take the people of Ghana serious.
Who caused the mess? Let me make my point.
Okay, land.
Please
Land, so that we get into the budget. So I want to give her some minutes to also rebut.
The next election. You know the bits the way she said when the MPP, people of Ghana, when the MPP comes to you and say they want to govern. I mean, that's a joke.
But that's exactly what you are doing.
The next election is 2028.
I'm not done. I want her to finish.
Allow her to finish. People of Ghana, what you are doing better.
No, allow her to finish.
Stop benchmarking with what they said they didn't like.
Bitches, go ahead.
Is she done?
Yes.
You know me, I don't like interruptions. So when she's done, I'll continue. She's done now. Okay. So then you talk about NHIS. I think that sometimes, I don't know, I think Laura, I don't want to believe Laura doesn't know. I think she knows, but she's being mischievous. Your government came into power and capped Get Fund. So much for a government that claims that they believe in free SHS. You can't Get Fund. And Ken Oforiatta, who said that my Ghanaians were his children, and he loved Ghana and the children so much, did not give the educational sector the needed support. You will be talking about, let's be doing policy from the baseline. Basic education was stifled in this country. You could not even eliminate schools under trees when your predecessor had built over 2,000 schools. You are talking about NHIS. When you were leaving government, NHIS, you left a debt of 9.93 billion. And as I speak to you, the NDC government has paid all that debt. Not even one cedi is outstanding. If there is anything outstanding, maybe October just ended. So what are you talking about? If you cannot give the NDC credit, you certainly must find some other ways of talking about it. But you cannot claim that. I mean, it is the most absurd argument for anybody to say that the MPP did better than the NDC. I mean, it is the most absurd. We can go on in the debate for every monumental achievement that this country is experiencing. From Get Fund to VAT to universities to anything that is needed to make a country great, the MPP doesn't have a say and a history to show for it. Of course, if you are talking about sloganeering, one district, one factory, we are talking about whatever. You came to increase VAT. If VAT was so bad, you moved VAT from 15% to 21.5%. With a cascading effect of 22%.
Communication service tax now.
You see, so you cannot. You see, I can understand the difficulty you find yourself because I mean, you see, when you are in opposition, because Loratu says that is rhetorics, it becomes very easy to communicate. But if the MPP and the MPP government then will put their communicators in the position that whether in opposition or in government, they find it very difficult to communicate. That in itself should tell you the NDC is doing something right. We are in government. And normally when you are in government, it should be very difficult for you to communicate. Because then people want solutions. People don't want to hear what the challenges are. Today, I can proudly tell you that the NDC government is delivering. And I can go on and on. For a government that said that they could not run the country without e-levy, and people's earnings have to be taxed, betting tax. They were even taxing a WCA tax, emission tax. They were taxing even insurance, VAT on insurance. In the same country, with the same excuses you gave, these nuisance taxes have been abolished, how do you convince any well-meaning Ghanaian that the MPP is better and meant well? So it is not as if we are obsessed with the MPP. But there is nothing attractive about that party. Is it Abronya that we are jealous of? The 9% base increment.
How much did you promise to do when you come into power?
We didn't promise a percentage because for every time you need to negotiate with them on the basis of the economic outlook. And so earlier in the year, I remember President Mahama himself was in the negotiation, and then recently also there is. So we didn't, and you see, and that's the difference between the MPP and the NDC. We don't. So that's the challenge you have had with us, that we don't engage in rhetoric. I'm giving you an example in the north about
I didn't
over
say
100.
No. Just like I do, I'm going to do the same. No. I don't say that you don't engage.
West Africa's soil yields global treasures. Cocoa, cashew, shea, and cotton. They power industries across the world. Yet for our region, the greatest value still slips away, exported raw, taking with it jobs, industries, and the promise of shared prosperity. The real question is no longer what we produce, but who captures the final reward. True prosperity lies in the value